So, Ms. Doris, we have a lot of parents who are probably wondering, why do very young children and babies need music instruction? A lot of times parents will think a child's not ready to play an instrument until they're 5 or 6 years old. But do you agree with this? Should children wait until they're 5 or 6 to begin music training?
Well, let me answer that question by saying, comparing it to learning a language. Learning music and learning a language are very similar. And so, would you wait until your child is ready to read before you start talking to them?
Probably not.
No. So, music can be learned at very young ages, just like language. We talk to babies. In fact, a baby hears the language before it's born. The ear is working after about the 5th month of pregnancy. So they're hearing language already, and they're learning flow and inflection. So they also can learn music that way. So our ears are always on. They're never turned off. So music is a series of patterns, and it has flow, and babies can be learning that just like they're learning language.
So when would you say a baby should begin learning music instruction?
A baby should be surrounded with active music learning, just like language. So you're never too young to learn music. We don't expect them to participate, but we do things like, here's my baby Poco.
Hi,
We
Poco.
bounce them while we're singing, we tap on them or we clap, and dance with them while we're listening to music. So all of these things are ways that we involve babies in music, much the same way we involve them in language. So language involves movement. We're always moving around talking to them, and we must move when we teach music also.
And you mentioned that babies begin learning language in utero. Their ear has developed still in the womb. And so babies really do begin hearing music even in utero?
Yes, if they hear everything in the surrounding area. So if there's music in the environment, they will hear it and they'll begin to pick up on it.
So it sounds like the way we model language and we teach a child how to communicate with our speech, so they begin learning it from the time that they're born up until the time they begin reading. We also should surround children with music, with the instruments, and model how to make music and actually have the children participate in that to begin learning music so that they can actually learn how to read and write music and play instruments when they're 5 and 6 years old.
Yes, just as we do pre-reading activities with language, we can do pre-reading activities for music. So there are tonal patterns, rhythmic patterns that children can begin to learn by rote before they learn to read.
So we use at SOFA the Music Garden curriculum. And we call that at SOFA music readiness because it's equivalent to reading readiness in preschool, that's right?
Right, yes.
And so what ages does the Music Garden program?
Well, 0 to 6 or 7,
Okay.
when they're ready, when they have actually started reading and they're ready to move on to an instrument. We've had some prenatal students come too, so it's never too early.
That's awesome.